Torah. Is that right? I don't know who that is, but he's saying it's right.
You're right.
I'll trust that you're an expert on this. I was asked, what do you want to pick a chapter? And I said, I'll take Breshit. I'll take lead off, which was silly because that's a really tough one. And I had started to write an essay that felt a little dry and timid. And I was seized with an inspiration one day that said, write a prayer. Write a prayer. So then I sat down and I wrote this prayer, and it tumbled out of me. And I just want to give you a little background. By the way, I just want to say hi to Ohio contingents here. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I went to Ohio. I went to the Columbus Torah Academy, an Orthodox Hebrew day school there. My experience with the Federation, the high point was my team tour in 1990 to Israel with Dayton and Columbus. We went there and misbehaved and had a great time. It actually was a very beautiful time. And I went back to Israel for 9 weeks by myself when I was in grad school, and I did this program called Lignot Ulehibanot. I think I'm giving you my Jewish bona fides so that you don't think this is blasphemous what I'm about to read. I know where I'm coming from. But I'm also a member of Reboot, which is this fantastic organization, which has been such a beautiful source of connection in my life with all these amazing people. And they whisk you away to Park City for a weekend, and you sit around and you talk about whatever you want and argue and eat, and it's great. But I noticed when I was there, I thought, wow, when Jews get around together, no one talks about God. But if they do talk about God, it's as this kind of demented Sunday school nightmare, punishing bearded figure. And I've been doing a lot to get away from that, to kind of extract that from my psyche and relearn and reconnect with God. So this prayer that I wrote, I call it Revision. It's kind of an unlearning for me, and a prayer to be guided into a new understanding of God and a new connection with the divine. I've always loved the Psalms of David. I've loved the Sufi poets, Rumi, Hafiz. I've loved St. Francis of Assisi, Meister Eckhart, these people that felt like they had a very deep connection with the eternal, infinite oneness that we call God. So this is my prayer, and thanks. Revision. Lord, hear my prayer. My mind is filled with falsehoods about you. Today, let me rewrite. Give me the courage to delete the rotten first, second, third, and 100th drafts that deny you, that blame you, that slander you. It is time. Guide me to write a different, better story. Teach me the true meaning of the garden, the snake, the apple, and the fall. Scrub from my mind the lazy, oft-told tales of punishment, trickery, and abandonment. Let me retire the ego's cliches and distortions, O Lord, and bid farewell to the misconceived central character, the psychopathic jealous trickster, the crude caricature of paternal retribution, the off-planet deity watching over us impassively, folded-armed, while we rot and writhe, our cries falling on deaf God ears. I declare this vision of God to be false, and I ask that any remnants of this lie be erased from the crevices of my consciousness. Let me learn anew. Let not the guilting of grandparents lead me to fear and reject the wisdom and guidance of the other, the Sikh, the Sufi, the Hindu, the Buddhist, the Christian, the Gnostic, the Kabbalist. If it is wise and true, if it bears your cosmic fingerprints and the quiet perfection of your voice, I will listen. Let me live with the compassion of Buddha and Kuan Yin and Mother Mary. Let me write with the sacred clarity of Rumi and Hafiz, Wordsworth and Blake. I call forth the obstacle-removing Ganesh, the marvelous and merciful destruction of Shiva, the sweet kiss of Parvati, the battle savvy of Durga, the blood-stained sword of Kali. Teach me to lead and be led like Moses, to surrender like Muhammad and pray like David, to be fiery like Rama and fierce like Jesus. May I not fall into the deification of any man, for you alone are God, but may I let the example of their light guide my path. When I am weeping like Arjuna on the inner battlefield, may beautiful blue Krishna, the divine charioteer, lift me up and remind me of the truth. I am that, thou art that, all this is that, that alone is, and there is nothing else but that. Let me remember the divine dance of the mother-father always, lest I fall into the dog-eat-dog foolishness upon which so much cruelty and injustice is based. When the father says, let there be light, the mother answers, and there was light. Erase the imprint of atheism from my psyche, Lord, and while you're at it, please remove guilt, shame, anxiety, depression, comparison, competition, vanity, arrogance, and sloth. Let the false prophets and holy bullies turn inward. May they recognize the battle is never outside themselves, for you do not exist in the world of opposites. The madness of this world is our own. We created it, we perpetuated it. You do not endorse it, you are innocent. We have created you in our image. Forgive us. How am I to know I am being heard? Because I am speaking to myself. You and I are not separate. Heal the wound in my psyche that stubbornly claims otherwise. For this is the ego's well-elaborated and persistent lie. You are alone, you are alone, you are alone. Like a train schedule on a loudspeaker, it is repeated over and over, daring us to relent and believe that which is false. The bite of that apple was terrible indeed. It convinced us we were not you. Let me bear the weight of the responsibility for these errors of perception and action as I learn to walk the razor's edge of virtue. May I always hear the steady vigilance and unending love of your voice guiding me home. All else falls away. Only that which is unchanging is true. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, for this new story. Thanks.